So what we're about to talk about in here is related to traffic from YouTube. Hacking, and so we're kind of staying on that native ads theme and got one of the best in the business at that particular thing. But I want to, just as kind of everybody's filing in, are there any big questions that are out there that I can answer right now before we officially get going? Yeah, just yell out. I'll repeat your question. The name of the company that we own that does the drop shipping is Planet Amazing. I believe we have a booth on the 4th floor. Okay. Any other? Infusionsoft is here. I believe they're immediately out there to the right. I believe so. There's a chance that I'm wrong. I know they're here. They're there. Any other? Yes, sir. In the back. What, Dan?
Yeah, I got a question. I heard from some of my students today that we have a new, I missed this part. We have a new core offer at 47 and 97 on the way to 300, is that right?
On which one?
You know, how we've got the lead magnet and then tripwire. And then I heard, they were asking me this question. They said, Dan, what about the 47, 97, 297 core offer? Were you here for that?
Yeah, I mean, they should definitely still have that. I mean, that still exists. You mean, why didn't we do a special session on it?
No, what I'm saying is the way I've always understood it, Ryan, and the way I've taught it is you go $7 and then it's okay to go to 300.
Yeah, you certainly can. If $300 is your core offer, again, don't let pricing define whether it is a tripwire, core offer, profit maximizer necessarily. Okay, that's not the big, that's not the big important thing. What a tripwire needs to be something to where pricing is no object whatsoever, right? I mean, pricing doesn't really matter. Price points are irrelevant. I don't even think about it. Yeah, $7, sure, here you go. It's the stick of gum. Your core offer needs to be something that is still meaningful from a price point standpoint, but it's not so high that somebody doesn't have to seek additional approval to make the purchase. It's kind of what we put on. So in a B2B scenario, you need to know in your markets, at what point does the price become so high that it has to go up the decision ladder? Right? At what point does it become so high that the VP of whatever can't approve this purchase? You want to make sure your core offer is under that, because you want it to become a multi-buyer. You got similar effects in the B2C space. At what point does this product become so high, this price point becomes so expensive, that this guy's going to have to go get approval from his wife to make the purchase, right? You've got to understand the market dynamics, and that's an important one. Now, when we get into the profit maximizers, in particular when we get into slack adjusters, which is a type of profit maximizer, we understand that because that's more expensive, yeah, it's going to, because it's more expensive, it's going to have a longer selling cycle. And that's okay, because we've got not just a buyer, we've got a multi-buyer, because they've already bought our tripwire and our core offer, so we're willing to invest in that. So absolutely, you can go $7 to 300. If 300 is, in most business-to-business things, they can put that on a credit card, they're fine.
And what I've been telling my guys is, when in doubt, copy what you guys have done. So I just figured it was a well-tested price point.
Yep, we go from $7 to 300 all the time. But in the marketing space, it's common to sell $1,000, $2,000 products.
Right.
Right. Now, I would never go from $7 up to $1,000 or $2,000. That's a pretty big hurdle. It can be, and that's why that's a profit maximizer. A lot of you guys, if you're in the services business, you don't realize it, but your core service is a profit maximizer. What you need is a core offer. You need some tripwires to put in front of it, because you're trying to front end sell. If you do like Perry said, SEO services and stuff like that, there's going to be not a lot of people are necessarily going to want to jump out and be like, yeah, nice to meet you. Sure, I'll give you $5,000 a month. It just ain't going to happen.
And then a quick follow-up. I thought you guys also recommended three times 97 up front with a pay in full discount. And then I heard today go with the full amount with a
I think Perry just said $300, talking about it being a $300 total purchase. Although, yes, typically, and this is a good thing for you guys to test as well. Test cutting your prices in half, but then doubling or tripling the number of payments. So it's the same money, but it's less money today. That's a biggie. Cool?
So as far as leading off with 3 pay versus 1 big pay?
Test it.
Test
we
it.
usually lead off with 3 pay.
Okay, that's what I thought. Great, thanks.
Cool. All right, guys. So, like I said, what we're going to talk about right now is how to hack YouTube advertising. So, we talked already a little bit about native advertising. How many of you guys right now are driving traffic from Facebook? Okay, cool. How many of you guys are driving traffic running YouTube ads? Okay, a handful of you. Cool. YouTube is the second largest search engine on planet Earth. You guys realize that? Second largest, second only to Google, which also happens to own YouTube. That's a pretty big deal, okay? Second largest search engine on Earth, and yet the vast majority of marketers that I know are not leveraging that channel. And it's not, guys, it's not the case that, oh, you got kind of a bunch of, teenagers on there, looking at funny, like, cat videos and stuff like that. Nah, that ain't it, okay? Everybody's on YouTube. Everybody's on YouTube looking at stuff, and you can target really, like, just down to some crazy minutia and get very inexpensive traffic. The way that I found our next presenter is I was actually doing research on this particular subject. I was doing research on this particular subject, and I saw his ad, and I said, dang, that's a good ad. That got me. This guy knows what he's doing. So I bought his products that he had at the time. I signed up for his list, and I finally just emailed him and hit him up, and I said, man, we got to get you to come out and talk about YouTube advertising, because it's an under-discussed subject, and you know what you are doing. Jake Larsen is a YouTube ambassador. I know he's going to tell you a little bit about that. He also does his own consulting and training when it comes to this particular subject. So you guys could not be in better hands. So with that said, please welcome to the stage Jake Larsen. Come on up. I like you ran. Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
So, about 3 months ago, funny story, I get an email from Ryan Dice. It says, hey, I put on this conference every year. I'd like you to come speak in it. This is who I am. The first thing that passed through my mind when I read this email, who's Ryan Dice? I'd never heard of him before. So I Google him. Google in a non-sexual way, that sounds so bad, doesn't it? I just Googled him, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's legit, right? He knows what he's talking about. And somehow he's asking me here to speak. So that's kind of my whole pitch. I want to kind of share with you how YouTube advertising works, where it goes. But before I do, one of my favorite things is to look back in life and see how it is that I got to where I am today. And we are here at the 2014 Traffic and Conversion Summit. Let's give it up for digital marketer and Ryan Dice and that whole team. I've already learned a crap load of stuff. I've learned a ton of stuff that I'm already doing wrong. And I'm excited to implement it. And one of the things I am doing right is YouTube advertising. But, so how did you get here? What events had to take place to get you to where you are right now at the Traffic and Conversion Summit? Maybe a friend invited you. Maybe your company had you come take notes and to learn. Maybe, probably, it sounds like a lot of people had to purchased a product of someone speaking. In order to get conversions, you need traffic. But in order to get traffic, you need attention. And that's one thing you guys need to know is attention is money. There are billions of dollars spent all the time with companies trying to capture your attention. It interrupts your day-to-day business or day-to-day activity to try and get your attention. Traffic depends on your ability to get attention. But how do you compete when companies are spending billions of dollars? My whole pitch today is you probably can't outspend them, but you can outsmart them. So when it comes to traffic or attention, I've kind of come up with this thing that sticks in my head. Where attention goes, ads will show, and money flows. Where attention goes, ads will show, and money flows. That's why any good platform, marketers have a tendency to ruin with ads, right? I don't think they ruin them, though. Someone said, no. Just look back. Facebook was popular, ads. Twitter, popular, ads. YouTube. How long have you guys been seeing that skip after 5 seconds ad? It's relatively new. It's happened within the last 2 years. And that's how I've been able to stand out in a crowded market. The only reason I am on stage today, what events had to take place previously to get me to where I am today, on stage at the Traffic and Conversions Conference? The only reason I'm here is because of YouTube ads. Because I didn't realize it at the time, but I was able to get one of the biggest marketers' attention through an ad I had placed. Had no idea 3 months ago that this is where I'd be right now. I was just able to get his attention. But more than that, I was able to drive it. It's not enough to get attention, right? You need to move it somewhere. You need to lead people to action. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. I call it how to hack YouTube. What's a hacker? I want to say a hacker is someone who knows a technology so well that they can manipulate it to do what they want. And that's what I'm going to teach you how today to do with that. That's what I'm going to teach you about. And one of the things I want to make clear is I'm not going to talk about going viral. Because sometimes I have clients, I come in and I meet with them and they say, well, Jake, we want you to make us a viral video. Facepalm. Why? Because in the rare occasion that you can get a viral to work, well, which you probably can't, but even if you do, it's just like a one-hit wonder, right? It's good and it spikes your traffic and it's a good boom, but it doesn't lead to a lot of things. So when a company wants me to make them a viral video, there's some education that has to take place, right? I have to teach them why they're an idiot. No, I don't do that. But I compare it to winning the lottery. Who would you ever start a business where the sole purpose of revenue is to buy lottery tickets? Because when you buy one, maybe you'll win. No, it's probably the dumbest business plan you could have. It's the same reason why having a viral video is the dumbest marketing strategy you could have. I want something that I can count on. I want a consistent formula. I want to be able to put in $1 and get back $1.25, $1.50. So kind of towards the end of this, I'm going to show you this formula that I've used that I've been able to map out. I can put in $1 and I've been able to make $3. It's nothing fancy. It's just a simple thing. And I want to preface this too. I'm not an expert. In fact, I don't think there are marketing experts. I think there are only experienced marketers and expert testers. So I want to preface because I don't claim to be a professional. I have just tried this one thing and it works. And I've tried it multiple times and it works. So I'm going to share with you why is it this time and this year, 2014, is the year of YouTube advertising, what it means to you. I want to share with you what it is exactly, how to use it, or what it does, and then how you can use it to leverage whatever it is you've got going on. Whether it's an info product, consultant, coach, whatever, how you can create simple and effective videos that get results, that drive action. Going back, how do I know all this stuff? About 5 years ago, I got a job at Zag to make the Invisible Shield, a thin film that protects your phone. This was started in a garage. It was seriously started in a garage. And over a couple years, they're a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. They did $175 million last year. So I got a job early on with the company, and video played a huge role in their growth. From my time there, we've been able to grow the YouTube channel from nothing to 25 million channel views, did a ton of online sales. The value we put to video is $1.4 million. That's a kind of a lowball estimate. But while we were there, has anyone seen the scratch test videos by chance? Okay, all three of you, yeah, that's good. I'm not doing my job. We started noticing some interesting trends. We noticed that the product pages with video started to convert not only more, almost 3 times more, but people were spending more when they watched a video. We A/B tested with video and without. And so that was a huge thing that we noticed. And because of our success in YouTube, we became a case study for how businesses can effectively use video. And because of that, we were asked to be YouTube marketing ambassadors. We were one of 10 companies chosen by Google to enter this ambassadorship, if you will. And while we were there, they kind of flew us up to the Googleplex and YouTube, and they kind of showed us what was working and what wasn't. And it was an awesome experience because I got to see the future. This was about 2 years ago this happened, and we were one of the first ones to start experimenting with the TrueView ads. That's all done in the AdWords platform. And so it was a great opportunity, and because I was able to see the future and where it's going, you guys, Google is very ambitious. I don't know if you've noticed this. They want to take out TV advertising. They want to own your attention 24/7. And if you ask me, they're doing a really good job of it. So because I saw this future, 6 months ago, I quit my job at Zag. Has anyone ever quit their job before? Has anyone quit their job recently? Isn't it the most nerve-wracking experience? I remember like, oh, okay, I've got this going on the side, and I'm here at Zag. It's like the floor was dividing, and I couldn't keep straddling both ends. And so I made the jump. In fact, I made the jump a month before our first child was born, which was even more nerve-wracking. So luckily, I have an awesome wife. She's over there in the back, holding baby Lola. Give it up for Danielle. So I quit my job and I started Video Power Marketing. It's a video production company, and I mean anyone can make a good video, right? But how do you use that video effectively? So it's a video production company combined with like a YouTube advertising agency, and we help increase conversions and traffic using video and YouTube. But so I quit my job and started working from home with my new baby. She's my best employee. The worst part about being self-employed, though, is my boss is a dick. No, so anyways, let's go on. Why? Why YouTube? Why video? Before I go any further, a lot of you guys have this stereotype that video is expensive. Who's not using video? Raise their hand. Okay. I was expecting more. I know that the biggest stereotypes of video is it's expensive, it's time-consuming, it's too hard. Those were good excuses 5 years ago. They're not anymore. In the last 5 years, the prices for camera equipment or even editing has dropped like 90%. Seriously, you can do everything you want on your smartphone. This puppy shoots 1080p. There's towards the end of Zag, we shot a commercial, and it was a TV commercial actually. We shot the whole thing on a smartphone, no joke. So, if you're still afraid of video, get over it. Try it out. Seriously, just start with your smartphone, and you'll be so glad you did. Why video? Video is 53 times more likely to appear on the first page of Google. They say in 2016 that video will be 60% responsible for online traffic. Why video? It's 43 times higher click-through rate than text. And I started doing some research because I know the Super Bowl is kind of coming up here in the next little bit. And I was looking into it. It's estimated that there's going to be 100 million views from this Super Bowl alone on TV. You guys know how much advertisers are paying for a 30-second spot? I think I read somewhere it's $4 million $4 million for a 30-second spot that's going to get 100 million views. Do you guys know how many active users there are on YouTube? I read this Forbes article. It said there is 1 billion monthly active users. At least 1 billion of the people go on YouTube at least once every month. 1 billion, that's a seventh of the world's population. You can connect with a seventh of the world's population on YouTube alone. Okay, but that's monthly users, right? Super Bowl happens once a year. In one day on YouTube, do you guys have any idea how many videos or how many views they get in one day? 4 billion views on YouTube in one day. That crushes the Super Bowl. In fact, I even did some more research, and I came to the conclusion that there are 40 Super Bowls on YouTube every day. 40 freaking Super Bowls happen every day on YouTube. Tweet that. I know you're not supposed to be getting your phones out, but go ahead and tweet that if you want. Here's the beauty of it, though. Like, why are these companies wasting $4 million on a 30-second spot when they could be paying a millionth less to connect with a seventh of the world's population? And and herein lies the disruption in the video advertising space. Online video is crushing TV ads, and I explain why. So before I got a job at Zag, I worked in Hollywood for Fox Entertainment. We did a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for 24, House, American Idol. And I got a chance to talk with a lot of the executive producers and the directors and everything, and they were all freaking out. To put it nicely, they were kind of scared shitless of the future. Why? To understand why they were scared, we need to understand how the TV commercial model works. And when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about infomercials. That's kind of a different beast. I know my man Kevin Harrington's going to be speaking after this, and he's killed it selling info products. I'm talking about TV ads, the ones that disrupt your day-to-day life, right? So we have us. Pick your favorite TV show. Breaking Bad, anyone? Walking Dead? The Bachelor? No. My wife's over there. Yeah. She'll deny it, but it's true. So our attention is on TV, right? What follows attention? Where attention goes, ads will show. Ads are put there by the big companies. What follows ads? Money. So they said in 2012, $64 billion were spent on TV advertising. Okay? TV station, AMC, I read somewhere that AMC paid $3 million per episode for Breaking Bad, or it cost $3 million to make an episode of Breaking Bad. If you're into Walking Dead, I think it takes about $1 million per episode. Kind of interesting. Anyways, they get that money to the TV show. How else does the TV station make money? Well, we pay them too, right? To get AMC into cable. One reason, I hate Comcast because they up my bill every month. I don't know why. Worst company. That's neither here nor there, though. So we pay them money so we can watch our show, which is also interrupted with ads. Why do this? Why would companies pay $64 billion? What are they getting out of it? The hope is that we go and spend money to them, right? And this is the way it's worked for the last 50 years. But our eyes and ears aren't where they used to be, right? For the last 50 years, these companies have been swimming freely in the waters of advertising. Little do they know, beneath them are sharks. These guys are quickly taking out this industry. Why? Here's an example. Netflix. We got the Emmys coming up. Do you know how many Emmy nominations all the TV stations got? Well, I don't know the exact number, but I know that Netflix received more Emmy nominations than any other TV station. Netflix. They're not even like a TV network. And they got more Emmy nominations, an awards show that rewards TV actors and TV shows. So again, this is taking it out. Also, something to think about. When was the last time you actually watched a full TV commercial break? You could probably fast forward them. If not, if I'm watching a sports event and I'm watching it live and commercials pop up, I either go do some chores or walk around the house, or I go straight to my phone, start throwing through my Twitter feed. TV commercials do not have my attention. Chances are they don't have your attention either, right? Let's talk about who does. Their problem that the TV is facing is our opportunity. It's your opportunity, especially as marketers. And here's why. We have the viewer, the consumer. Their attention is on YouTube channels. What follows attention? The ads. Who's putting the ads there? I'm not going to say big companies. I'm going to say it's us. It's the marketers. It's the entrepreneurs. It's the small businesses. Why? Because we're the ones willing to try new things. We're the ones taking new risks. We can pivot. We're fast. We're agile. We don't have to wait to pass things up the chain to get approval. We just do what we want when we want. That's why. So 2012, they said that there was about $4 billion spent on YouTube ads, which is nothing compared to the $64 billion on TV. That all goes under the Google umbrella. What did they do with that money? They give it to the creators. That's why some channels are able to make 6 figures a year just off their ads alone. Do we have to pay Google? What does Google get out of this? They give us free tools. They give us a search engine. They give us Gmail. They give us Google Docs. They give us YouTube. What do we give them? What we give them makes this whole system work, especially for us marketers. Almost. We're giving them, it's just one of the biggest problems that Google has faced since they went public. We give them our information. They know everything. Everything they could possibly know. So when we were out there at YouTube, one of the Google directors was asking me how do you feel about us having your information? Because it's always been a big problem for Google. It's the whole privacy and information. And I told him, you know what? If you have my information and it makes my advertising experience better as a consumer, if someone's willing to spend money to try and get my attention because they believe they have a product that will benefit my life, I have no problem giving them my information. Because ads are going to happen no matter what. It's not going to stop. The question is, would you rather have relevant companies target you with good products that could benefit your life? Or would you rather have stupid companies market to you with Crocs and the shake weight and stupid stuff? I'd rather have targeted ads. Why do we do this? So that people go spend money. And this is the part where I'm going to talk more about. I want to talk about how can we as marketers create effective ads that gets the attention, that stops people dead in their tracks, that brings them to their site for the whole reason that they spend money. This is called TrueView advertising. So when we talk about YouTube advertising, we're talking about TrueView. It's all done in the Google AdWords platform. How many of you are pay-per-click marketers or use PPC? Okay, there's a lot of you guys. How many of you guys have actually went into TrueView and created some TrueView ads? Not very. Okay, impressive. How many of you guys have had good results with it? Okay, very nice, impressive. This is all in the Google AdWords platform. And the AdWords, so you know, is Google's money-making machine. That's why they're worth, $200 billion? You could buy the world. Okay, so when I'm talking about TrueView, what am I talking about? There's 3 different layouts, really. There's in search. So when someone searches something, you can put your ad up to the top, very similar to Google search. There's in display, which shows on the right for suggested video. And there's my favorite, the in-stream ads, the ones you can skip after 5 seconds. I'm not talking the ones that you're forced to watch for 30 seconds. That's done through a third party, and those are usually towards bigger YouTube channels, multi-channel networks, MCNs they're called. I'm talking about the ones you can skip after 5 seconds. I'll tell you why they're my favorite in a second. The targeted audience. How targeted can you get? Remember, there's 7 billion people in the world. There's 1 billion active users. You can target 1/7 of the world's population, and you can get even more targeted than this. You can target by age, by gender. You can target what the person's interests are. Have they been searching up hunting videos or golfing videos in the past? You can target by the content of the page. Are they looking up golfing video? Like the page. The best part about this is you can target your competitors too. Keywords. What are people searching for? You can target what are the keywords in the description of the video or the keywords in the title of the video. Remarketing. This is a moneymaker. So one of the products, when I was at Zag, we decided to drop $50,000 a month to try and promote this product. And we were at 2 weeks in, we'd spent a shitload of money, and we get to the point and we start measuring everything, what's working, what's not. We were wasting a ton of money. We were basically spending $500 to $700 for someone to come and spend $50 on our channel. It was a horrible ROI. It was so bad. We almost shut it down. Like, okay, this isn't working. Let's just stop. We're never going to do YouTube again. But luckily, we had created like 7 different targeting groups, right? And all of them were horrible except for one. This one targeting group, we would spend $10, but it's okay because we were getting 50 back. That one targeting group was remarketing. It was site remarketing. If you sell products, this will probably be your highest converting targeting group. You can target by site or by YouTube video or channel. What I'm talking about is the site remarketing. Those ads that follow people around when they've been to your channel, your website. Placements. This is one of my best converting ones, and I think this is how Ryan Dice found mine, is because I was able to put my ad on very relevant channels and people looking up how to increase their YouTube views or how to get out there, whatever. This is also awesome because you can target your competitors. You can basically put your ad on your competitor's channel if they allow advertising. So no joke, after I quit Zag, and I was consulting for companies, and I came across another company who was a competitor to Zag, and they were in this meeting, and he shows me their YouTube channel. He's like, okay, why is this happening? How come when I watch a video on our YouTube channel, a Zag ad gets popped up on there before they watch our videos? I'm like, I'm sorry about that. That was me. But that's what I want to do for you, for other people. So anyways, we stopped. It was a funny story. I can't believe it. Anyways, so this is probably another one of your best converting targeting groups. Any video you want, and if it has advertising on it, you can put your message on there. Any YouTube channel, you can put your message right on there. This is another money targeting group. The analytics you get from this is unreal. I mean, impressions, views, the clicks, the cost per click, how much of the video they watched, the cost per view, the click-through rate, anything you could possibly want to know, Now, everything that TrueView is, it's engaging. People get to choose whether they want to watch your ad or not. No matter how much you spend, there are some people who are never going to buy. So, in a sense, the fact that people can skip your ad is a good thing because you don't want to waste your money on them. That has to do with the hacking part that I'm going to talk about right after this. You get a targeted audience. It's like a shotgun. You can just pick people off with a shotgun, or a sniper instead of a shotgun. You can get super targeted. You can track everything. You know if it's working or not. It's affordable. How many of you guys have made a TV commercial on TV? Okay, bigger companies. How many have ever made? No, I already asked that question. It's a dumb question. It's expensive to do TV commercials, right? To buy time. This, we're talking like 3 to 15 cents per view. It's very affordable, and anyone can do it. Everything I love about TrueView, everything that TrueView is everything that TV isn't. And here is why I love in-stream ads. And this is where the hacking part comes to play. This is how you're technically able to get free traffic. So let me line up the dots to help you understand this. In-stream, how much does it cost? When you're doing a skip after 5 seconds, traditionally there's a cost per click, right? That we've all known. That cost per click, the cost for that started out, let's see, where was cost per click 10 years ago? One keyword maybe cost 20 cents, 25 cents. Well, that same keyword could cost up to $3, maybe $5. I've even seen keywords that are like $10, $15, $20 just for a click. The cost per click is getting ridiculously expensive. What I love about this, it's not a cost per click model. It's a cost per view. You pay per view. And I'm going to say something kind of bold here. I'm going to say a cost per view now is where cost per click was 10 years ago. It's brand new. It's going to be the new way of advertising or of video advertising. How much is a view? A view, I found, is anywhere between 3 cents and 23 cents. I've even gotten as low as 2 cents. Depending on how targeting you get. If you have a general specific audience, it's gonna be like 2, 3, 4, 5 cents. If you wanna get really targeted and target by city and interests and age and gender, it's gonna be more on the 23 cent type. Okay, so you're paying per view. Next question that comes to your mind, what's a view? A view is if the viewer reaches at least 30 seconds of the ad or the full length of the ad, whatever comes first. So if you have a 60-second ad and the viewer watches 29 seconds and then skips it, you don't pay. It's basically full free branding for 29 seconds. You're getting a true view. Does that make sense? See what they did there? True view? Okay, so now, have you guys ever clicked the ad on YouTube? Do you guys know what happens if you click the ad? If you click an ad on YouTube, it pauses the video and it shoots you straight to a landing page. Okay? So now the next question becomes, what if the viewer clicks the ad before 30 seconds? You guys realize what this means. It means free traffic. Not only free traffic, but it's free targeted traffic. Right? This is huge. So then the question becomes, how? How do you make videos that get people to click? How do you get to move people? So I had a company. It was a big company, or not a company. It was a potential client, really, for me, so as a consultant, right? They came to me like, hey, we're spending $50,000 a month on YouTube advertising. We're getting horrible returns. Help us. Like, we need your help. We would like to make this a relationship. Here are the videos that we're using. What can you do? What advice do you have for us? And so because it was a potential client, I got to straddle that line. I want to give them some good information, but I don't want to give them too much information because then they'll just go and execute it all themselves. And he sent me the 3 videos, and they were all like really well done videos. High production value, really well done. Some of them were emotional, some of them were funny, but I knew exactly why they weren't working, because they were not the right videos for this platform. And I told them why. And after I got done with the phone call, I hung it up. I'm like, damn it. I told them way too much information. I just lost $10,000. They're not going to hire me. They're going to do it all themselves. Because I told them 3 simple things. You guys want to know what I told them? For 10 easy payments of $95.97, I will tell you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to tell you. The first thing I noticed that was wrong with their ads. You guys need to realize you have 5 seconds to get people's attention. One of the biggest problems with their ads, they had like that long intro of their logo that lasted for 10 seconds, right? Nobody cares about your freaking logo or your intro. You have 5 seconds to get someone's attention. Why are you wasting their time on that? There's nothing interesting. You seriously need to cut straight to the meat. And here's another thing that could be really good. Like I said, if you have to identify someone, so in my ad, I said, in one of my ads, the video goes, it's me talking to the camera, which is me talking to the person watching YouTube. I said, hey you, watching YouTube, do you want to grow your channel? Click here to find out how I did it. Boom. And I said, if you don't want to grow your channel, if you're not interested in video marketing, skip this ad. I don't want to talk to you. Because I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to waste my ad spend on people that don't care. That's why it's a good thing if people skip your ad. Because no matter how much ad money you put behind it, they're never going to want your product. They're not interested. And that's totally fine with me. Because I don't want to waste my money on them. So I told them, cut straight to the meat, cut straight to the good stuff. The other thing I noticed is they need to show their value. I think it was, I can't remember who said earlier, we're not here to trick people. If you don't have something valuable to offer someone, don't waste your time on this platform. Because people want value. They want something that makes their life better or easier. And you need to show that to them right after you get their attention. You need to show them why they should care, why they should click. So, like I said, don't try and trick people. The last one, which is the most important and what was most obvious to me, how do you get someone to click before 30 seconds? Tell them, you need to build the video around the click. Build the video around the click. It's so and what helps with that? Putting a button there, telling them, it's the obvious stuff, right? The stupid obvious stuff that's right in our faces that we don't realize. And it's basically like, I always make the comparison. If you're swimming in the ocean and you can't see anything, there's nothing in sight, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna swim to? You're gonna swim in circles. You guys, there's an ocean of videos on YouTube. I don't even know how many videos are on YouTube. I don't even want to know, but there's an ocean of videos. You need to get people's attention and you need to direct it. You need to give them an island, right? Because if you saw an island in the ocean, you're in the middle of the ocean, you would swim straight to the island. That's what you're doing. Build the video around the click. And this is an example of one of my ads, a screenshot. You know, get free access now to, and my product is to teach people, it's a free one too, how to grow your YouTube channel. So that's review. How do you create an effective ad? Grab their attention in 5 seconds, identify the viewer, the value, and get them to click before 30 seconds. So that's how we get free traffic, right? But how do you convert that traffic? It's one thing to get traffic. We learned how to get attention. We learned how to get free traffic. The last thing, how do we convert that traffic? And usually, we're on one side, okay, we got traffic, how do we get sales or conversions? So when I learned a lot of stuff while I was at Zag. One of the things I learned is we had an amazing marketing team, and that's definitely due to their success. We had the best SEO, PPC, email, video, social media. Do you know what the best advertising channel was? What brought in the most revenue out of all those? And the answer to that is what I always stress, because people always ask me, how can I get more views or more followers or fans? And I say, why are you wasting your time on those stupid metrics? You need to be building your email list. Because we knew at Zag, for every email we sent, we'd make at least 15 grand or 20 grand for every email. But yes, we did have to leverage video and social media and PPC to build our email list. So I'm telling you, I think email is the bridge between your traffic and sales. So this was my simple case study. I did this in the last couple months, and it was seriously like a side project. And I'll show. This is how I was able to get Ryan's attention, and this is what led him to brought my course. This is like word for word, step for step, kind of what happened. And it's a simple case study how I turned $1 into $3. So I started out spending $200 in AdWords, put it in there, and I realized it was working, so I actually upped it up to $900. So I had an ad spend of $900. We're not talking tens of thousands of dollars. This is me out of my house, right? Simple me. Ad spend of $900. From that $900, I was able to buy 21,456 views. Those are all views in in-stream ads. But you know what? Seriously, nobody cares about views. The views are worthless, let's be honest. And notice how I blacked out the channel I found this ad on? It's because this is like a giant in that industry. It's one of my money makers, my money-making channels. Again, like I said, whoever your competitor is, look up their YouTube channel. If they have ads on it, that's gold. You can put your ad right on there. So from those 21,000 views, I was able to get 3,856 clicks onto my landing page. On my landing page, I had another video. It was a little bit longer. So like I said, my YouTube video was, hey, you watching YouTube, you want to grow your channel? Click here, right? The goal is to get them off YouTube and onto your website as soon as you can. So once they're on, then I have a longer video kind of explaining why and why they should sign up. It's free. And I realize my mistake now is in my product, or I guess it would be called my lead magnet I learned today. I'm giving away a 7-video course that will email them 1 video every day, which I also learned today is stupid, and I should give it all immediately and immediately get them in the funnel. So that's one of the things I'm going to go home and change. All right, that's one thing I learned today. So, like I said, I'm not an expert. I just have tried this and it works. So they get free access now. They get that. From those views, from those clicks, I was able to get 1,456 conversions. Conversions in this case is a name and an email. I also ask them what topic of video they're most interested in. And I got it worked, right? My cost per acquisition or my cost per conversion ended up being about 62 cents for a name and an email. I know some people in the same relative industry, they'll pay $10 to $12 per lead or per conversion. Here I am getting it for 62 cents. From those conversions, I sold 35 courses. It was a $97 ticket. Also, one thing I learned today, start with a trigger, right? A $7 one. Don't go straight into the $97. That's something I'm gonna try too. So 35 courses sold. Ryan Dex was one of them. I was able to make about $2,895. It's not a lot. You guys, this is something I did in the last couple months. This is on the side of quitting my job, making babies, starting a company, and having clients that I'm consulting with. It's kind of like a side project that I tested, and it's kind of working. This is the closest thing I could get to that automatic sales funnel, right? Where we can separate our time from our money, our income. Because the problem with consulting is if you're not working, you're not making money. But if you have a product, you can make money while you sleep. In fact, I remember I woke, it's the best feeling in the world when you wake up. I woke up a couple nights and it's like, oh, you sold 2 courses last night. Granted, it's like only $200, but like you're making money while you sleep. That's the best. And that's kind of like, that's why we're all here, right? That's what we want. By the way, I made this I sold this through Gumroad. Have anyone tried Gumroad? It's just a free, it embeds. They can purchase it right on the site. It's super slick and easy. And that's what I've been trying right now. So that's how I turned $1 into $3. Not a ton, but it works. This is my model, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to apply some changes that I've learned and hopefully increase that and scale it. Scale it and nail it. That's what they say. So, kind of wrapping up, I want you guys to know that the problem that the TV advertising world is facing right now, it's your opportunity. It's our opportunity. We're never going to spend $4 million for a 30-second ad. You can't outspend them, but you can outsmart them. And YouTube advertising was the best way to do that. It's seriously the Wild West right now. It's new online real estate that people are traveling from the East Coast to West Coast to try and get this gold. We just need to go there. It's not going to be wild forever. The cost per click, the cost per view right now model is where the cost per click was 10 years ago. It's not going to stay wild forever. It's effective. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. I'll do a Q&A after this if you guys have any questions. But something to think about. What happens when Google outbids ESPN and HBO for the content? Can you imagine if the only way you could watch Walking Dead or Breaking Bad was on YouTube? Can you imagine the day when the only way you can watch the Super Bowl is on YouTube? The earth will break down. And it's not like Google can't afford it. They totally can. Why don't they? Can you imagine what would happen to the economy, the jobs, right? Time Warner. I think ESPN's owned by Disney. Look at the market value we're talking about here. The far left, you got Apple, then you have Google, you have Amazon, you have Facebook. Those are all like the new kind of up-and-comers, right? Then you have Disney, which ESPN is included in Disney. You have Comcast, which I hate. You have News Corp, Time Warner, Viacom, CBS, all these other older guys. Google doubles any of the other people, and it's scary to think that Apple doubles, if maybe triples Google. But it's not far away. Are we going to be watching the Super Bowl on YouTube this year? No. Next year? Probably not. 2 years? Probably not. 5 years? It's a possibility. It's very likely. It's not out of this world. And what would happen to all those jobs? Like I said, Google can afford it. They're worth, this figure says their market value is about $250 billion. They could buy like the whole NFL if they wanted, I feel like. Okay, something else to think about. How long until the billions of TV advertising dollars start moving to YouTube? Well, it's already going on, right? So 2012, there was $64 billion spent on TV ads compared to the $4 billion on YouTube ads. That's drastically changing. That's why YouTube is the Wild West right now. That's why we probably may not have this opportunity that we have right now next year. The opportunity is now. So I started off asking you, what events got you to where you are today? What happened in the past that has led to where you are right now? The next obvious question is, where do you want to go from here? What dots need to be in place to get you to where you want to go? I love the name of this conference. It's the Traffic and Conversions Conference. Really, that's all that matters. Before you have conversions, you need traffic. Before you have traffic, you need people's attention. You can buy people's attention. Us marketers have been doing it for decades. Probably even longer than that, too. Centuries. Your success as a marketer depends on your ability to not only capture, but direct attention. And YouTube advertising, I think, is one of the best ways you can do that. I feel like it's the bridge that will get you where you want to be. It's worked for me. Most likely it will work for you. I've tested it with other companies, and it's worked for them. Of course, a lot comes with testing and optimizing, right? So, I want you guys to grow a pair and try it out. Start small. Seriously, I started with like 100, 200 bucks. Hey, it's working. Let's put in more money. It's a money-making machine, all right? So that's my spiel. That's how you can hack YouTube advertising. If you're interested, I have a free marketing course on video power. If you want to get a hold of me, email me, tweet me, hit me up after the show. Let's talk. But I've got some time left. Is there any questions that anyone might have?
Let's take some questions, for sure. Who's got some? I tell you what, if you have a question, let's line up there are microphones somewhere, right? There's a microphone back there, and there's one back there. If you got a question, come to the microphone, please. Hey, let's give this guy a round of applause. Good job, man. So we'll answer some of your we'll answer some of your questions for got about 10 minutes. We can't take a ton of them. Jake's gonna be hanging around a little bit. But here's what I want you guys to do right now. How many of you guys have a phone that has access to the interwebs? Okay, do me a favor. Go to, will y'all put it up on the screen? Go to digitalmarketer.com/LP, as in landing page. Digitalmarketer.com/LP/YouTube. What we are going to be doing, as you guys haven't seen this yet, hopefully we're going to get everything done. We're going to be able to show you guys on the third day. We are completely revamping and rolling out a brand new digital marketer with forum and levels and new membership things. It's going to be pretty outstanding. Really creating a true community for you guys to associate at digitalmarketer.com. As a part of this rebrand, and those of you guys who follow us on Facebook, we're gutting our office. We gut all the furniture out of our office and are totally redoing it. And one of the things that's going in there is a stage where we can bring in the best and the brightest to train our team. Okay? The best and the brightest to train our team. Right now, this is an area of digital marketing where we at Digital Marketer are weak. We are not strong when it comes to YouTube marketing. And when we find that we're not strong at something, that's when we want to go out and find guys like Jake who can not only teach us, but also teach you. So we're going to be putting together a training. And the way that we build out all of our trainings is let's train our internal team. Okay, let's train our internal team, and then we release our trainings to you guys. That's the whole concept of Digital Marketer Lab. It's you get access to all of our internal trainings, our internal SOPs and checklists and all that other stuff. So we're going to be doing this together. If you would like to be notified when this training is available, no, it will not be free, but it will be for the people who are here, it'll be way less expensive than when we go out to our main list, and we're going to work super special things out for DM Lab members. But if you go to digitalmarketer.com/LP/YouTube, you can get on the pre-notification list and find out when this thing is, when we're going to be doing this, because this is a subject that obviously, I mean, he was able to give you guys some good tips and some good ideas, but like, hey, or YouTube advertising, talk about it in an hour. I mean, it's a big subject, but I thank you for covering what you did. So with that, yeah, definitely go there. Yeah, give me another. So go here, sign up. We will only use this particular list to notify you of this particular thing, but the reality is you're all already on my list anyway, and you and I both know I'm going to spam the bejesus out of you until the end of time. So there's your privacy policy notice. No, I'm just kidding. We will just use this to communicate about this particular thing. So go and check that out. All right, questions? Let's start over here first.
Is this on? Okay. What happens to your costs if you make a 29-second video?
If you make a 29-second video, you'll be charged when they hit 29 seconds. So it's 30 seconds of the ad or the full length, whatever comes first. If you only make a 10-second video, you'll get charged after 10 seconds. I like 60-second ads because you get the maximum length of time to get the click.
Hi, Jake. My question is, like, personally, I get most of my traffic through Facebook advertising right now. So I believe that in your experience, you've probably done some comparisons between the returns of investment with regards to like Facebook traffic as well as YouTube traffic. So what's your views on that?
What was the question?
The question is like YouTube, the returns on investment based on YouTube ad spend versus Facebook ad spend.
What's the ROI? Have you done much in Facebook? Can you say like, well, on Facebook I got this? Because on YouTube, you're talking 62 cent
Cost per
cost per acquisition of leads, which that's crazy. That's why I want him coming to freaking Austin, Texas, and teaching my team, because we don't acquire leads in this market that inexpensively. And I can tell you, we don't do it on Facebook that inexpensively. So do you have any?
I don't have any experience with Facebook. I mean, I've dabbled in it, I've tested it. I don't know what I'm doing kind of on Facebook. I've tried it.
I will tell you,
YouTube's
we
my
don't
bread
get
and butter.
leads typically that cheap on Facebook. You know, that we typically do not. There is so much more competition on Facebook, right? Everybody goes into it. For some reason, there's this belief that YouTube is really like hard to set up and it's, you know, all these things. I mean, I guess you got to make a video and that's a higher barrier to entry. Whatever the reason is, it shouldn't be a barrier to entry for any of you guys to go out and make these videos. But right now, today, the costs are a fraction of what we are seeing anywhere else. And the person who told me about this, the person who originally included me, the reason I found this guy was I was having a conversation with Neil Patel. How many of you guys know who Neil is, right? Neil Patel, founder of Kissmetrics and Crazy Egg and has the Quick Sprout blog. He's gonna be here tomorrow, I think around this same time, talking about how he gets free traffic to his blog. But one of their top lead sources for Crazy Egg is YouTube ads. I think it is behind. That is second only to the traffic they receive from their blog, their joint venture business development deals, and then YouTube ads are third. I heard that, I flipped out. It's like, okay, we got to figure this deal out.
It's definitely one of the most underrated forms of driving traffic.
Did you have another question?
If I could sneak in another question, basically, like, what happens if you place an ad, you advertise a video, but somewhere along the line that video gets flagged? Like haters and stuff. I mean, that happens, right?
Haters?
Yeah.
Dude, haters are like, you know, up in my cabin we have the light that attracts the bugs, that zaps them. The haters are just attracted to light, right? So like the brighter your light, the more bugs you're gonna attract. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, buddy. Here's what I'll tell you about that. Number one, player, hater, turn your head around, get down on the ground, you've been robbed. There's a song about it. Google it. Number two, that's for like you 90s rap fans. You're welcome. Number two, there was no actual content in that statement. Number two, I'm a big believer in measuring one great measure for success is the quality of your enemies. It is one of the best measures of success, right? You got this Snowden dude who Obama hates him. That cat did something big, right? When Obama is talking about you and he's like, I don't like that dude, like, and you can tell he is personally pissed off. When you have the leader of the free world mad at you, you did something big. Now, we can argue whether or not it was good, but that dude did something big. He set out to do something big, and he did it. I get frustrated when my haters are the dude with one Twitter follower. That's the only thing that pisses me off. It's like, man, why can't it be somebody good? And there's plenty of good people that don't like me either. But I will tell you, you can't really You can't let that worry you. If you do have very thin skin, use a pseudonym or do it under a company name. But guys, it's going to happen. It's just you got to accept it. It's cost to doing business, cost to being successful. And as far as getting, from a practical matter, as far as getting flagged, usually all those things do is it means that person's not going to see those ads anymore. I mean, they may go back around and review your ads if it's getting flagged a bunch, but as long as you adhere to their terms of service, you're fine. I mean, I asked straight up our rep at Twitter, for example, and it's the same with Google and YouTube. You know, we got a lot of people kind of sending us pictures of poop and stuff like that. Is that, you know, is that normal?
Thanks, Ryan.
And she's like, it happens to everyone, and you know, we don't look at it, so we don't worry about it.
Actually, my question is more along the lines of because.
Okay, this is your last question.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So
it's turning into a personal consulting session right here.
What's happened, right? Basically, was I've run some video ads in the past, and then before it goes on for a couple of days, basically my whole channel gets shut down. So, I mean, hating is fine, but the thing is that if that gets my channel shut down, then I have to do another ads account.
I'd make sure like what you're giving away is valuable. I mean, I was giving away. I was gonna charge money for my free course. I was gonna charge like $47 for it, and I decided just to make it free. And people like they don't buy, they sign up for my free course, and they're blown away. Like they love it. I get like emails every day like how grateful people are for it. It's something I'm giving away for free. You gotta give something valuable. It needs to be valuable that people want. And if you're trying to trick people, you're screwing yourself.
It's not going to be the flags that get your account banned. It's going to be some measure of shenanigans, and you got to review, and you just go and read Google's terms of service. Read it and look at it. It's not like it's exciting. It's not riveting, but everybody should go and read it. It's very educational. Sorry, man.
All right,
we got to.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. So we'll go 1, 2, then back here to 3, and then we're going to take a break, and then we got Kevin Harrington back in here.
Cool. I'm going to try not to ramble, but I can't promise you anything. We drive traffic with a YouTube ad to a squeeze page that we ask for their information in exchange for a free product. But YouTube always disapproves our ads for in-stream. Do you have any recommendations to get like around this, or?
You drove to a squeeze page, didn't you?
Yeah, I drove to. I'd make sure that the URLs are the same. I've created some ads and they're disapproved, but it's only because the display URL and the actual URL have to be similar, or they're the same.
Also, with squeeze pages from Google, if it is just the squeeze page and that page is the only page on that domain, you can run into issues there. But like at digitalmarketer.com, if it's what we had up there, digitalmarketer.com/LP/YouTube, we can drive traffic to that page with just a limited amount of navigation, and it's fine because digitalmarketer.com is a real site. So that's another thing. I will tell you, if we go down the Google terms of service path, none of us will recover, and we will all be dumber because of it. It's a great question.
That's how I felt before asking this question.
Yeah.
So.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. My question is, with regards to the video that you make, do you prefer talking head?
Good question.
Automation? What's the best one to
Good
start
question.
out with?
I'm a fan of talking heads. I think there's something psychological about like, a face when someone is looking at you and talking to you. You can see them and hear them and almost feel them. Like you just get so much out of video that you don't get from text. I think talking head is one of the best ways to go. If you have a face for radio, though, you may want to go for text.
I would do the one that you will do first. If it is you holding a freaking cell phone doing a video selfie to get this thing going, to do a little bit of testing, because if nothing else, you will have built out a campaign. Do that. If it's, print, whatever you got to do it first, but usually for most people, just get up there and talk passionately about what you're doing.
All right, well, thank you.
I just realized, by the way, when I looked up there, you and I were in the exact same thing. So I'm not going to sit next to you anymore.
I've got a t-shirt, though. You got a
blue suits, brown shoes. I mean,
great minds think alike.
You're pulling it off better than I am.
So do dumb ones as well.
All right, last question. Is that Rich?
Yeah.
Cool. This better be good, or I'll make fun of you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Great presentation, Jake. I've done a lot on YouTube, found great traffic out of it. Have you found a way to combine the Google Hangout into a YouTube video and then turn that into ads on YouTube?
That's something I definitely want to explore. I want to do more with Hangouts because I think that's.
Okay, what the hell are you talking about? I have no idea what is this strategy. This sounds really cool.
Yeah, because I've found from an SEO standpoint, when you do a Google Hangout, and if you set it up correctly ahead of time, you can get a lot of really good SEO juice out of it and get it ranked fairly quickly. But then if you do a Google Live Hangout, it basically publishes to your YouTube channel, and you could then use that video to turn it into an ad.
Really?
So that's wicked smart for you.
It's like killing two birds with one
Well,
stone.
I learned something today, and that was very good. Let's give Rich Martindale a round of applause. For we should have had him up on the War Room Wicked Smart panel. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Give him another round of applause. Fantastic. All right, guys, so here's what we are going to do. I am going to reach into my pocket and pull out the schedule that is not in there because I gave it to somebody else. What we're going to do is we are going to take a 20-minute break, all right? We're going to take a 20-minute break. Be back in here at 6:30 if you want to see Perry and I grilling Kevin Harrington on all of his different product launches. If you haven't heard of him, he's one of the stars of Shark Tank and has produced many, many, many of the products that you've seen and many of you guys have in your home right now. So you are not going to want to miss it. There is also it is black tie tonight, correct? Can somebody confirm that? Okay, tonight is the black tie party or black t-shirt or screw it, just come in whatever you're wearing party. And that is at 8 o'clock. So we're going to get you guys out more or less on time. Thank you again. See you in a bit.